So it is the 23rd of November 2023, and for those that don't know, this is the third interview for my Degen generation project. I have yet to be able to get hold of anybody from the three projects from Pulse Chain. It doesn't seem like anybody really wants to talk about those projects with me, or at least not interview with me yet. I assume that's because the bull market hasn't fully returned. I'm assuming that they'll be hopping on the line with me once the bull market returns and they start to see more green candles, I assume. However, from what I've looked at recently on the charts, the HOA bros, the Tang Gang, seem to be doing rather well. I think the last time I checked, let's have a quick look-see. So that, yeah, they're doing pretty good, I guess. The HOA token's up some 27.9% today. It looks like they've just hit 1 cent for the first time, so I bet those guys are over the moon. Hex also seems to be bouncing back, PulseX also, and a few other Pulse Chain projects, although I guess these are on Ethereum, but maybe not. I don't bloody know. As I've stated numerous times before, I don't really trade, to be honest. I've had quite a lot of help just to put together the GDAY pool, for example, and there was a bit of drama recently where the guys over there sort of, I think it was last week, ended up moving over to Pulse, to something called 9mm. They moved the Tang Gang bros, they moved all their shit over to something called 9mm and seem to be rejecting PulseX to some degree. I need to bring myself up to speed with that because I don't quite know, to be honest. But here we go. So Alexander Newton is supposed to be in the room by now. Is he going to be a no-show? Hopefully not. I'll bring up the conversation that we were having on the Twitters and see if he has got my recent message reminding him to turn up today. Nothing in the inbox. Checking spam, of course. No, that's just full of spam. It's always a bit of a gamble trying to hook up interviews with these Degens these days. You never know if they're going to rock up or they're just mucking you about. I should probably really get better at trying to organise or incentivise them to turn up. Perhaps if I told them I'd give them a bunch of GDAY if they rocked up, maybe that would work. There was some news in today actually regarding the Highest of Stakes documentary. You might remember they started, the Hexagon fellas started to work on a documentary of their own shortly after I began my investigation, and it looks like they've just got themselves onto something called Apple TV. Now, I haven't heard of Apple TV, but from the looks of it, it seems like people are quite happy and stoked about that. And fair play to them, respect for getting onto Apple TV. I don't think we have that here in Australia. I guess it's an American streaming platform. And there's a picture of him dressed as a king. And you can pre-order it for 15 buckaroos, which seems a little bit expensive in my mind, but if I think back to it, what was I charging for my series? I think it was $25 something. Anyway, we're 6 minutes in now, and it could be that our friend here, Mr. Alexander Newton, has decided that it wasn't the best idea to put this meeting into his calendar so that he would be automatically reminded when it came to the time. But I'll give him till 10 past, quarter past or something, and then we'll go from there.